Alright guys, today we're going to make a reflection of a tree in a water. And right here I'm going to show you a picture of what I was inspired by. So in this picture right here we have some trees that are on the top part of the artwork, or on this photograph, and on the bottom there is a reflection that's in the water. We're going to create an artwork today that's going to use symmetry by printmaking it on the other side. Step one, you're going to take your large piece of paper and you're going to give it a hot dog fold by folding it in half. Okay. That's when the two long ends come together, and you're going to crease it there, and then you're going to unfold it. Next, you're going to take an oil pastel. It could be brown, could be black, just depending on what you want to use. And on this part, so above the line here, and this part up here, we're going to start drawing some trees. So I'm going to start over here and show you a few trees. You're going to start off with your oil pastel, and you're going to make it really thick and heavy. So you're pressing really hard with your oil pastel, and you're going to come all the way down to where that crease is. I like to have it come out a little bit on the bottom, kind of flares out here, but I'm making just the trunk of it in the beginning here. After that, I'm going to make the limbs of my tree, so I'm going to have them come out and do different things. So this is kind of like a Y tree, and you'll kind of see here in a bit why I call it a Y tree. Okay. So as you can see, it looks like a Y. But we want to keep going there. We want to try to make smaller Ys. So we make branches that come out, and then even those branches Y out over here. We can Y them out over here. So it just keeps Ying out until they get smaller and smaller. Alright, so what you want to do next is you want to fill it up with a bunch of different trees. You can do 5 or 6, whatever works for you, so you kind of have it filled up. So you could do some over here, and you could do some over here. So the next thing you're going to do, once you get all those trees done, we're going to print them onto the other side. To do that, you're going to fold it over, and you're going to press it down. Now to get it to print really well, you're going to take the ends of the scissors here, and we're going to just kind of rub on the back side here for a little while. Alright, so I'm going to see what it looks like. I'm going to peel it up. Oh, yes. Now you'll notice that it's going to be quite a bit lighter than the one up here. And that's a good thing because it's the reflection of it, and it's not going to show up maybe quite as dark as it is up here. After that, you could smudge it around a little bit. It's okay if there gets like a little bit blurry because it's going to be in the water, so it's going to have just kind of like a little blur to it. So it's okay to have a little bit a blur, like I just said. Okay, so after you do it, you're going to do all your trees down here. Here's another one I was working on earlier. Okay, and it has the reflection onto the water. The next thing I want to do is start adding my paints. Okay, so at your table, you're going to have a set of paints. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start adding it in carefully with some Q-tips now. And so I'm going to take a Q-tip. And I don't really want to mix these colors over here, so I don't want to like just use the same one all over. I just want to use one at a time, and then I'll just keep this one for example, this one would be like my orange. Okay, so I'm going to come on here, I'm going to do some leaves, I'm going to dot some leaves all around. Okay, I don't want to take this one into another color, just want to kind of gently go like this. Taking your time with the leaves, And it's kind of fun to see what happens here because we're going to print it here in a little bit. Maybe you want to put in a different color on top. Maybe there's still some green on it. You can go like this. You really want to fill it up with quite a bit of color there. After a while then, once you get it filled up, and you can do this one tree at a time, and I would recommend it because we don't want that paint to dry. We want it to still stay pretty wet, but we're going to bring it back over and we're going to rub it. Okay. For this part, you don't really need the scissors. You can just do this part with the hand. Okay. And it's going to create the reflection into the water there. Okay. And that's just kind of a really neat look that you get with this project. As you're working on it and as you get towards the end, the final step then is to take a Q-tip, and on the bottom we want this to look a little bit more like water, so I like to do this. I'll take it into the blue and I'm just going to do some horizontal lines, so lines that go this way to create the look of water. And what you can do is you can kind of drag it through some of the paints, but we don't want to overdo this. This is kind of the fun part where, you know, if you do just the right amount, it's going to look really good, but if you do too much, it might kind of hurt it too. So just kind of ripples in the water, going with horizontal lines there. Okay? Alright guys, can't wait to see what you guys come up with your tree water reflections.